Avoid putting your hands near tools like bandsaws and circular saws, advises the seller of these grippers. They securely hold workpieces without scratching, thanks to a spring-loaded heel and a textured insert made of TPE polymer, also used in car window seals and razor handles. One model is about 8 inches long, weighs 450 grams, and costs $11. The combination of a yellow body and brown handle helps you quickly locate the grippers on the store shelf or in the toolbox. One gallon of maple syrup requires about 20 gallons of sap. Considering that Canada alone once produced almost 13 million gallons of the sweet additive to a variety of goodies in 1 year, this tool is more relevant than ever. It helps to adjust the systems of the tubes through which the juice flows, namely to cut them, install connectors, spouts, and end rings. The tool is made in the USA and sells for $190. I wonder how quickly it pays for itself. An innovative workhorse created by a pipeline contractor. Moving pipes and jointing pipes is now much easier. It is essentially a hybrid of a garden wheelbarrow and a jack. Pipes are placed in hook-like grippers and aligned between 20 and 38 inches. With a weight of 66 pounds, the design can move up to 300 pounds. So even one person with a couple of such helpers will work faster and will spend less effort because the grippers are supplemented with rollers. The price per piece is $768. The developers of this multi-tool also approached the matter with fancy, but the price tag is not modest, $864. Wallets, of course, will lose weight, but work with wood, metal, drywall, tile, PVC, and other materials will be much more comfortable. If only because you can assemble your own arsenal of plunged blades and sanding discs, and the brushless motor gives up to 20,000 revolutions per minute. Cutting PVC pipes, installing doors, repairs, and jobs like tile removal. Easy. The recommended battery offers a capacity of 4A and works at temperatures from -17 to +60 degrees Fahrenheit. True, so far the novelty is available only on pre-order. And here they show how much easier the work of electricians has become today. The presented tool, compatible with cables with internal diameters from 0.7 to 2 inches, allows you to work with cable channels, junction boxes, sockets, and pipes with diameters from 0.2 to 7.9 inches. Bends, damage, and deformations in the path are not a problem. Provision is made for pre-blowing the cable route with air and checking with a special cable. And between objects, tools and accessories travel in a suitcase that easily fits in the trunk of the car. The price of the question is $1,700. Hello for the Mario brothers. They would surely appreciate this pipe tool. It helps with deburring and chamfering, for example, before welding or threading. There are models for handiwork and under the power drive, coverage on pipes from 0.2 to 4 inches. The material of the cone is alloy steel. Even the heaviest model weighs about 14.33 pounds and is comfortable when working alone. Thanks to the ratchet mechanism, the process will be even easier. The price tag passes over $300. The fastest marking system on the market continues to be released, 500 yards in 50 minutes. This is 40% faster than the nearest competitors, and the price tag is 30% lower, according to the creators, $250. Spray width is adjustable from 2 to 5 inches. Using the recommended paint, an individual car can be sprayed in as little as an hour, and a dense stream can be sprayed in a day. One 750 milliliter can of paint is enough for 90 yards. Plus, there is a tape-only mode. It will come in handy before repairs or marking warehouse routes. It's a classic staircase. The surface is uneven, and you have to put whatever you can under one of the legs. According to WHO estimates, every year there are more than 37 million falls in the world that require medical attention. Is it worth the risk if such a thing is already invented and sold? Plus, it's several options in one package. Adjustable platform, step, and mini instrument table. The maximum load is 500 pounds. Rubber and polypropylene inserts protect against slipping. The price tag is $125. It turns out that hammer fist is not only a punch from MMA, but also a hammer like this. It's a lot more interesting than a regular hammer. Can your hammer also work as an angle, ruler, nailer, bottle opener, and hex screwdriver? And the novelty copes with the main task perfectly. 3 striking plates and a rubber insert on the handle will suit both pros and amateurs. Besides, the hammer weighs 14 ounces, and thanks to its unusual shape, fits even in the glove compartment. The price for all these joys is a modest $20. The roof of a private home is a whole world with its own dusts from guttering and chimneys to sprinklers and garlands. So you have to climb up there regularly, and it's not the safest story. Easy to move even on the roof with a slope of 45 degrees will allow this ladder inspired by mountain goats. The design is extremely simple, sections of 120 or 180 inches plus a hook attachment. However, it can withstand up to 350 pounds of load and is surprisingly light, in one of the variants at just over 15 pounds. In disassembled form, the ladder is stored in a bag and easily fits in the trunk, and the price tag deluxe set for 23.6 feet is $670. The average farm size in the US last year was approximately 180 acres. There's a reason why there's always news of new farming innovations from local companies. For example, a tool like this will help delineate the land. It is sold under the slogan, "The best friend of fence builders." However, it is quite relevant not only for crimping but also as a pruner, because it combines an electric drive and a universal claw. The tool is compatible with crimping sleeves from 0.1 to 0.2 inches and is light enough to work with one hand. This tool bears little resemblance to a toothbrush, but it also does a great job in hard-to-reach places. It is a cordless belt sander that is also suitable for satinizing, that is giving a certain roughness to metal surfaces. The belt speed adjustment is infinitely variable from 656 to 2297 feet per minute. Tilt angle up to 60 degrees. The tool is friendly with vacuum cleaners and together with the battery for 2.6 ampere-hour weighs 31 ounces. Recharging will take about an hour. The grinder, battery, and charging kits are priced at $275. Have you ever noticed that railroad tracks have holes in them? This system combines speed and compactness to make them. The drilling process takes between 12 and 60 seconds. One battery is enough for 28 holes with a diameter of 0.9 inches. The weight of the system with the battery is 36 pounds. That is, it can be carried alone. Operating temperature corridor from minus 0.4 degrees to plus 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Bonus promises low vibration, 2 speeds, LED lighting, and easy setup. There is a helper for tilers too. It can be hard for them too, literally. Because just 2 foot by 3.2 foot porcelain tile can weigh up to 44 pounds, depending on its thickness, and even the shapes are sometimes specific. Even 2 people can be difficult. Here is a carrier with 8 suction cups and 440 pounds of load. A real salvation, allowing you to work quickly and yet accurately. The special rubber will not leave any marks on the tiles. You can release or add pressure at any time. And if carrying requires extra attention, there are double handles and 4 people are included in the work at once. The price is in the neighborhood of $2,000. Last winter, there was a sharp rise in firewood prices in some countries. In Bulgaria, a cubic meter was sold for $160. The topic was even covered in the press, and one of the newspapers wrote about an unusual initiative of Polish officials. They wanted to issue smoke masks to the population, saying that even garbage would have to be burned for heating. Against such a background, wood choppers, whether automatic or manual, are selling well. Here, this cast iron beauty is asking $120. The seller gives a guarantee of 2 years, but promises that, due to the material of manufacture and simplicity of the mechanism, the tool will last a lifetime. The maximum length of a log is 13 inches and the wood splitter weighs 9 pounds. Sure wall stands are designed for all those who like to improve their own plot of land. They allow you to build a wall up to 3 feet high, and not just any wall, but flush. The width of the posts is 2 inches. They are made of galvanized steel, so the durability is high. If desired, you can make the wall 66% thinner than with solutions from competitors. And the service life is not bad, at least 20 years. Also, the posts allow you to create 90-degree angles. And if you need a smooth bend, the developers have provided for this and left a tolerance of 15 degrees. In another area, the concrete basement elements are being installed. The typical length is 8 feet, but the result is a 2-in-1 solution that looks beautiful and provides additional protection. Thermodome is not an attempt to revive ancient baths, but such panels, although they are also connected with heat. The thing is that the panels consist of foam plastic, on which is glued, for example, porcelain stoneware or clay clinker tiles. It turns out to be a durable insulation solution, imitating real masonry. The estimated service life of Thermodome panels is 50 years. This is much longer than mineral wool or wet facade technology can offer. Super skills for working with panels are not required. Mounting foam, grout, dowels, and self-tapping screws, that's the whole list of consumables. And do not worry about rodents. The foam layer has protective additives. Using extreme mats, you can organize a road where there are not even any directions. For example, in a swamp. Each such mat has a size of 13 by 6 feet and costs about $3,000. But it is worth it, because on extreme mats you can drive machinery up to 80 tons, and in some cases, if the weather is dry and it is realistic to drive quickly, the mats can withstand up to 120 tons. Produces extreme mats from heavy-duty polymer, but the whole stand is still solid at 840 pounds. A foam core is responsible for buoyancy, and the surface of the mats is optimized also for tracked vehicles. Welcome to a masterclass on installing an underground drainage system. Workers use components from DrainFast, one of the UK's leading suppliers. Chambers, pipes, manhole covers, fittings. If necessary, they will find everything there so that the drainage can be built from scratch. DrainFast even has a site stack system that allows you to move more than 40 pipes at a time using an excavator. And other components are amazingly versatile. For example, manhole covers can be ordered from steel, cast iron, or polypropylene, and pipes are perfectly combined with sludge catchers as well as septic tanks. By the way, with proper installation of pipes from video can easily last more than 50 years. In addition, they better tolerate ground movements. The Monumental team has invented a robot mason using artificial intelligence algorithms. Things are going well, and the $25 million investment is not going to be given to just anyone. In addition, 57% of European countries are already facing an acute shortage of bricklayers. In this light, construction companies will clearly like the robot, which acts not only qualitatively, but also 50–60% faster than a man, and also does not get tired, does not demand a raise in salary, does not go for a smoke break, and does not make mistakes. Additionally, Monumental offers another robot in the kit. It is responsible for the delivery of bricks. In tests, the mechanical laborers successfully coped with a 49-foot facade of an office and warehouse building and even took part in work on social housing. MapaGuard UM35 is also quite a technologically advanced product. It is a waterproofing release membrane that combines several advantageous qualities at once. Firstly, it is suitable for cracked, damp, and even not fully cured substrates. Secondly, the membrane conducts heat well, that is, it combines perfectly with warm floors. And thirdly, it is relevant for both exterior and interior works. Both on old concrete screed and on tiles, the result will please you. Since the membrane is translucent, it is easier for workers to control the distribution of the adhesive. A typical package of MapaGuard UM35 is a roll with a width of 3 feet and a length of 98 feet. And since the membrane is made of polyethylene and polypropylene fabric, it can be easily cut on site. Top grip is the ideal material for crosswalks, tight turns, crossings, and other potentially hazardous areas. Apply it to concrete or asphalt, and traction is improved by 30–40%. The structure of top grip is plastic with methacrylate resin and bauxite. If the work is carried out on concrete, a layer of special primer is also required. By the way, top grip can be applied quite quickly. At 20 degrees Fahrenheit, the material hardens in just 20 minutes. Depending on the specifics of the site, the consumption will be from 6 to 11 pounds per square yard. This useful product is manufactured in Switzerland. Verdura blocks are just another constructor from which everyone is offered to build a retaining wall, and it is quite high, up to 49 feet. The blocks are made of concrete, so they will last for hundreds of years, the manufacturer is sure. Another good reason to stop on Verdura is the possibility to do without a foundation. It is enough to bury the first row of blocks in the soil. Also, for beauty and greater reliability, you can use creeping plants like ivy with Verdura. If you immediately think about watering, in many cases sprinklers will be sufficient. You can work with Verdura on slopes up to 12 degrees, and the scale of some projects is amazing. How about a 250,000 square foot wall that took 170 days to build? These are the kind of walkways that make it much easier to move around on the roof. There are many variations. For example, in the fiber-grade version, the walkways are made of fiber-reinforced grids and can even withstand a 370-pound drop. On the website of another company, Trizet Trading, there is a system with grids that can withstand a load of over a ton per square meter. But Stead-On Safety's product is the coolest of all. It prefers fiberglass and works with customers in the marine and rail industry. No wonder, because its grids are resistant to acids, and in some versions, even under a load of 2 tons, they sag by only 0.2 inches. Augmented reality is also good for optimizing construction. Let's take a look at a variation of it called Spectar. With it, productivity on the site can increase by 50% because workers using Spectar in headsets like HoloLens 2 can see what they are doing and where they are doing it. Special software can be used to schedule tasks for up to 3 weeks at a time and improve document turnover. For example, if workers have to use a solution that isn't in the drawings, Spectar can help them account for it and avoid confusion in the final estimate. Another huge plus is support for BIM files. This means that you can load data into Spectar directly from AutoCAD, Revit, and other similar programs. No-limit scaffolding is the result of many years of work by Monzon. The company did a lot of work, conducted research, and learned the opinion of manufacturers and customers. The conclusion was unambiguous. We need a universal system that combines the simplicity of frame scaffolding and maximum flexibility in customization. Let's take a look at the result. The height of no-limit scaffolding is adjustable from 9 to 118 inches, and the width can be made variable. For example, the site starts at the 29-inch mark and extends to a 118-inch site. Intermediate transmissions together with smart clutches guarantee automatic locking, and because No Limit uses recycled aluminum in its production, this scaffolding is 50% lighter than the earlier modular steel version from the same company. Fiber concrete is brought to the construction site. We need to make sure that its reinforcing fibers are properly distributed, but they are so tiny. They can be as small as 0.004 inches in diameter. No problem. Simply connect the Dromix-Ide system to the chute from which the concrete comes. It does not need calibration. It checks automatically, so human error is ruled out. In addition, unlike other testing methods, Dromix-Ide does not evaluate individual samples, but the entire volume of the mix. The results of its work can be checked from a smartphone. They are displayed in an easy-to-understand format with graphs and a clear indication of the standards. And to avoid unfortunate incidents, Dramixide only starts the test after holding down the desired button for at least 5 seconds. Formflow is also working in the direction of affordable housing. It offers a more conventional solution: modular houses. They are advantageous for several reasons at once. Firstly, assembly takes weeks rather than months. Secondly, the special Australian-made steel frame makes the house more resistant to bending and deformation. And third, the ColorBond steel used in construction is more than 20% recycled steel. Plus, a standard Gable 1 model home is 39 feet long, 14 feet wide, and weighs 10 tons, so it can realistically be delivered on just one semi-trailer if desired. To save on this and other similar houses will be $204,000. It's important to take care of the builder's insurance as well. Tie-down can help with this. It is known as one of the pioneers in mobile fall protection systems and introduces the PX5 Sentinel, a versatile and effective option for backing up to 7 people. The PX5 Sentinel system weighs 1,300 pounds, so it is also suitable for work on rooftops and on forklifts. Plus, this system is effective on a wide variety of surfaces, including concrete. And in tests, it was tested with 5 loads of 310 pounds each. No wonder the PX5 Sentinel is considered best in class. The Icon team wants to make housing more affordable without compromising on quality or style. That's why they came up with Domus Ex Machina, a construction technology using artificial intelligence algorithms and 3D printing. The roof, doors, windows, and some other elements for Domus Ex Machina are still classic. But the walls are printed by the Vulcan 2 RoboPrinter. It can be brought directly to the construction site, and it will easily make walls up to 26 feet high and in one step and at a speed of 9 inches per second. And Vitruvius will help with the design. It is an architect, already capable of proposing the concept and appearance of future real estate. And later it will be taught to develop plans, 3D models, and even estimates. Vicon is already accepting orders and specifies that printing a square meter of wall costs $250, and 2 people will be enough to work with the printer. The issue is rounded off by the queen of construction topics, Formwork. We have not shown any variants, and still, there are companies that have their own view on this construction. Take Conform, for example. They have developed another alternative to heavy wooden formwork. Now workers operate with these elements made of plastic and fiberglass. They come in 3 types: regular, superflex, and fiberform. Briefly about each. Ordinary elements are available in 5 sizes. The maximum is 15 feet by 11 inches, a universal solution. Superflex elements come in one size, 15 feet by 3 inches, and are designed for complex bends and circles. In the case of fiberform, there are 5 sizes again. The top one is 19 feet by 11 inches. Such elements are good if there are many long straight lines on the formwork track. All variants have a service life of at least 7 years, although some customers have had them for 15 years. That's the benefit. Such machines are also quite relevant for independent amateur projects. They allow you to make tiles and curbs or cinder blocks. With Vibromaster standard 260 V1 molding cycle takes from 60 to 90 seconds. So it is quite realistic to reach, for example, 260 blocks per shift, especially if you work with a team of 2 people. There are a lot of molds for Vibromaster standard 260V on the market. There is even a variant that allows you to make blocks with a bite on one side longer and wider, so you can direct your building enthusiasm to a wide variety of projects, from staircase walkways to 3-story houses. Purchase such a useful machine is offered for $32. You can change the curtains and wallpaper even every month, but you can't do that with walls. That's why the developers remind us, hot block is extremely important to choose the material for them carefully. Otherwise, it will be uncomfortable in the house. Why should you buy exactly hot block? Here are a few advantages according to the developers. First, these blocks are quite light, since they consist of expanded clay concrete and polystyrene foam. Second, they are larger than bricks, so the work is much faster. On a square meter of wall will be enough about 7 pieces. And third, the blocks are equipped with a tongue and groove system, which saves mortar on vertical joints. And of course, the coarse block is vapor permeable, but at the same time very effective in terms of thermal insulation solutions. According to analysts at the Ember Center, more than 60 countries will generate about 10% of their electricity with wind and solar in 2022. A great review summarizing the Heliotech team's development. They've made an organic photohalomonic film. It's like a solar panel, but thinner, less than 1 inch, and it's also flexible, lighter, and a quarter more efficient. In South Korean projects, 712 films on one building provided a peak power output of 37.7 kilowatts. Another unusual feature of Heliotech's development is the different colors. The film can be made blue, gray, or green. Since it transmits 50% of light, it is suitable for windows, creating a shading effect. And in some cases during installation, it will be possible to do without fasteners. It will be enough to put the film on the glue. For lovers of interior works, we have also found a very original thing. This is EverPanel, space delimitation panels. Do you want to make several rooms in the loft or divide the areas of responsibility in the office? It doesn't matter. EverPanel will always help you out. 2 people are enough, and a 100 feet long wall will stand up in about half an hour. That is, even a small team can work on many orders in a day. Sounds profitable, especially since you can start projects in 3D Constructor. So the client will clearly see the future result. And there is no need to worry about tools. EverPanel panels are joined and separated manually. A wall with a length of 9 feet and a height of 7 feet will cost $2,985. Perry UK is one of the world's largest formwork manufacturers, which means you can't go past its developments. Fortunately, there is plenty to see. Perry Skydeck formwork is so versatile that it is suitable for both residential and industrial construction. It can be used for slab thicknesses up to and including yards. Depending on the specifics of the project in general and the concrete in particular, Perry Skydeck can be removed after only 24 hours. The formwork is aluminum, so it is quite light. The heaviest component weighs 33 pounds. However, Skydeck can withstand loads of up to 330 pounds per square meter and is therefore perfectly suited even for large-scale projects such as the 3-tower South Quay Plaza development in London. Experts once calculated how much drinking water is lost in the United States due to deteriorating pipes. And it turned out that about 528 billion gallons are poured into nowhere every year. If very roughly, that's half of the Mediterranean Sea. So, SPR technology is one of those technologies that is needed even yesterday. It can fix pipes made of any material, from plastic to concrete, and it doesn't require digging up half the street. An SPR repair looks like this. A pipe layer climbs into the old pipe and pulls a flexible plastic profile like a huge spider. The new pipe is formed from it coil by coil. Do not worry about the reliability of the profile. It is not simple. but with the rest of the reinforcement. In this way, you can give a second life to pipes with a diameter of up to 18 feet, and SPR repair is also very environmentally friendly. The amount of machinery needed is many times less, which means that there are not so many emissions. Wood, but made of concrete? What kind of magic? Now these masters will show you how it works. Everything starts with Formwork. A steel bar of square cross-section is recommended. Next, pouring concrete. With it, there is also a nuance. It is desirable that it contains fiber and plasticizer. The resulting solution is required to smooth and, without waiting for drying, turn into a tiramisu. Okay, in fact, this is a powder tint for concrete. It will provide the desired wooden color. Take a break. We wait until the moisture is gone and then the fun begins. It's time to make the surface look boarded up. To do this, we use stamping. If you bother, you can even add imitation nails. And of course, do not forget about the expansion and expansion joint, and a good finishing touch will be varnish. Enviromesh craftsmen specialize in working with gabions, that is, they make frames that are then filled with fluffy material like crushed stone or large stones. The resulting blocks can be used to build a retaining wall, a fence, an unusual building exterior, and many other useful things. Enviromesh is willing to take on even large projects. For example, the screen shows an incredible amount of work: 18 layers of geogrid and 2,000 cubic yards of welded gabions. The final structure protects one of the British slopes from erosion and people from rockfalls. The company writes that the average turnaround time is 5 to 7 days and even offers such an unusual service as Gabion landscape design. SmartMix is an innovation in the world of construction, the developers believe. This is a bold statement considering the fact that this compound appeared on the US market in the early 80s. What is it for? SmartMix replaces masonry mortar, and it does it really effectively. Where 45 pounds of mortar was required, 1 pound of SmartMix is enough. In addition, the composition is suitable for applying a thin enough layer, which allows you to save on plaster. Plus, the work with SmartMix is neater and up to 3 times faster compared to mortar. Bricks or blocks, it does not matter. The main thing is that they should be relatively clean, without sand and oil traces. SmartMix dries in about 72 hours, and the open package can be sealed and stored for up to 30 days without loss of quality. To put it simply, EPS, these are balls for thermal, sound, and vibration insulation. And if we go deeper into chemistry and other sciences, then on the screen, expanded polystyrene foam. The material has a honeycomb structure, and 98% consists of air, known as the best heat insulator on our planet. Not counting, of course, the expensive inert gases. As a result, EPS balls are 20% more efficient than standard fiber insulation. They also don't crack, don't settle, don't fear water, and don't rot. A few small holes are most often enough to fill cavities, so plus the savings on materials and tools. Also, the company EcoSpray Foam Systems, whose masters you see on the screen, covers the balls with a layer of glue. This prevents them from falling out of the walls during further repair work. We're in the city of Leerdam, Netherlands. One of the local houses would be lucky enough to go down in history. It was the first in Europe to receive a prefabricated elevator from Cone. Previously, residents were tormented in a cramped cubicle, frankly not even ready for wheelchairs and ambulance gurneys. And now, there is a Cone Monospace 500 in the house. This new elevator can accommodate up to 15 people, withstands up to 2,500 pounds, and travels between floors at a speed of 5 feet per second. The elevator has a height limitation of 230 feet, but no more is needed as this model is designed for low to mid-rise homes. Customers can choose from 52 variants of cabin design and order not one elevator, but a whole group of up to 4 pieces. All fences are like fences, but Modular Walls has a premium solution for modern cities. Installation is done in 4 simple steps: pits, posts, rails, panels. There are options with flush mounting. If desired, the fence can be made brighter. Acrylic paint is perfect for this. The height of the panel reaches 7 feet. The thickness, 2 inches. They are perfectly combined with lighting and other accessories, and also slightly muffled noise. Modular Walls writes that the installation is well within the power of the buyer himself. Good news if you know the price for 1 square meter of fence from $89 without taxes, delivery, and installation. But what did you want? Premium class. Now it's time to work on the pipes. In order not to leak anywhere, craftsmen use such solutions known under the common name of penetrations. There are a lot of variants in use because the penetrations are made for smoke, ventilation, and other pipes. The diameters also do not have to complain. You can easily seal holes with a diameter of at least 4 inches, even 24 inches. Yes, and compatibility with roofing materials is a wide range. Even on shingles or on corrugated sheet components will stand as required. For example, the solution is called Master Flash, which is a plastic cone easily mounted on a corrugated surface at an angle of 45 degrees. Find the sinkers on sale for about $16 each. We usually spend more than 90% of our time in various rooms, according to LALSHOW. By an unbelievable coincidence, it is ready to make these very rooms much more pleasant and lively. It is enough to put this modular garden and a boring office will literally play with new colors. The plant box garden is made of self-watering modules. 1 square meter weighs about 150 pounds. So for reliability, plant box is usually attached to a supporting wall. It is quite easy to adjust the dimensions. The height should be a multiple of 8 inches and the width 24 inches. The depth of the garden is 6 inches. The plant is chosen by the client. Additional waterproofing is not necessary, and with watering will quite cope with automation. Or you can turn it on yourself via Wi-Fi once every 2 weeks. Critics will say that it is not a good idea to use cement bags in this way. However, this craftsman is unlikely to serve them. He has already wasted effort, money, and rebar, and a decent amount of time since he waited a whole winter. Thanks to water and the forces of nature, the bags have hardened properly. If you want, you can peel off the packaging, but for now, the master is busy with further leveling of the site. I wonder if he is working on a whim or on instructions from the network. In any case, such a wall is a simple, rather budget option, which can be done even by self-made people. The main thing is not to get tired carrying bags weighing dozens of kilograms each. Derrick specialists believe that wood is the building material of the future. Statistics speak in their favor. For example, in the USA, the share of wooden houses in the total volume of construction was above 90%, and in Japan it is above 40%. In addition, reminds Derrick's, specialized forestry farms are actively working so that the issues with ecology are settled. In general, it is time to take on large-scale tasks, such as the expansion of Oslo Airport. For this project, Derrick's engineers chose glulam and oak laths and successfully added about 120,000 square feet of space to the terminal. Other Derrick's projects also look worthy. For example, in the German city of Mulheim an der Ruhr, there is a wooden hangar for airships with a span of more than 130 feet, 1,500 parts created with millimeter precision and 82+ feet of height. It's beautiful. The Westenbert Arboretum is of interest for several reasons. Firstly, it is quite large, about 600 acres. Secondly, it is patronized by Camilla, the British Queen Consort. And thirdly, it is where this magnificent walkway stands. It rises on 50 solid larch supports, stretches for 980 feet, and allows you to enjoy the view from a 40-foot height. The customers wanted the walkway to be relevant all year round, comfortable for people with disabilities as well as not damaging tree roots. An important point, because the construction was taking place in the densest part of the Arboretum. Bureau Happold specialists took on this very difficult challenge, and thanks to the experience of working closely together with representatives of the Arboretum, as well as Autodesk robot programs, they coped perfectly. What a new attraction! Another construction issue, which means another formwork. This time, let's evaluate the option from Max Frank. The specialists from this company have helped with projects such as the railway station in Born, Switzerland, and the waste treatment plant in Kalmar, Sweden, so they know their business and use the latest technology. Pekafil Formwork is one of them. It comes in two versions. The first one is a classic, which is perfect for strip foundations. The second one is distinguished by the increased size of the panels, which, moreover, are made of groundwater-neutral material. This formwork is useful for reinforcing the walls of excavations. Both Pekafil variants are suitable for manual work, do not require heavy machinery, and are environmentally friendly. And they are good for both fixed and reusable formwork. Gate Precast also has its own plans for building facades around the world. It offers Gatelight. These are panels that form an additional outer shell. They look like parts from a toy house, but they carry very real benefits. For one thing, Gatelight is fast. The panels are delivered to the site assembled, including with the windows installed. Workers only have to put them together like parts of a construction kit. Secondly, the panels provide air, thermal, and vapor insulation. This means that they are suitable even for facilities such as hospital schools with high demands on these aspects. And thirdly, Gatelight is a solution that complies with the NFPA 285 fire resistance standard. Alucobond is the world market leader in aluminum composite panels. They are beautiful and durable, and if necessary, they can be customized according to the customer's wishes. For example, it is possible to order non-combustible filler between the sheets. All this is fine, but why should customers choose Alucobond panels? Let's think about it. The world leader probably has someone cheaper. That's when the company pulls out of its sleeve a trump card called EasyFix. This mounting system is a kind of hybrid, combining the reliability of installation as with welding and ease of operation, characteristic of the installation of cassette panels. EasyFix is suitable for horizontal and vertical installation, as well as for working with 2-inch wide profiles. And of course, it is a concealed installation option, which means that aesthetics will also be at its best. Aztec is a pool that buyers can easily assemble on their own. After leveling the surface and installing the concrete slab, a team of 3 people usually takes between 5 and 8 hours. At the same time, buyers can either choose one of the standard pool shapes or order a unique one. In any case, the design will be so well thought out that all its components will pass through an ordinary doorway. It is not for nothing that the developers have issued a patent. Also, the pool will please with stainless steel hardware and materials resistant to mold, UV radiation, abrasion, and corrosion. And the 10-micron water filter features a large capacity and lasts about a month. Aztec manufacturers in Europe and offer a 10-year warranty. Good office acoustics help employees concentrate 48% better and reduce their stress by 27%. And poor acoustics in a hospital can cause patients' blood pressure to rise and their heart rate to increase. That's why bi-vino panels are an essential upgrade for virtually any room. Thanks to the combination of the lamella structure and felt backing, sounds are absorbed rather than reflected. This applies to a wide frequency spectrum, for example from 125 to 4000 Hz, as well as unwanted resonances. The panels can even be fixed to walls with a 1.8-inch gap if required, and they also have the unique feature of being the industry's only flame retardant felt solution. It meets the IAN 13823 standard, which applies at ES level. The developers of the unique polyester felt are to be thanked for this.